Bro, he go. He ready to go.
Watch me rock racks, trap disco, that gangsta boogie. Watch me.
Chill. My bad. What up, man? We back to GRG, man. GRG Pod Game Recognized Game, man. Welcome back, man. It's been some time. The last time we was on here, Sunday.
Yeah.
Somebody say something. Golly.
Yes, sir.
Don't be too excited to be back to work, fellas. All right. Like last time we was on here was Sunday. Some things have happened since then. We've had some hires. Where y'all want to start at?
Do you?
We can do the Eagles offensive coordinator. Let's do Eagles offensive coordinator.
All right. B, your quarterback coach Sean Mannion has departed from Green Bay to take an offensive coordinator job in Philly. I've seen a lot of different takes on this. I've seen Eagle fans say that this is a good hire because the Eagles took their time. I've seen other people say that they didn't have a choice but to take their time because nobody else wanted the job. I'm somewhere in the middle. Jay, we'll start with you. What do you think? How do you feel?
I say like this: backup quarterbacks have a tendency to know a lot of the plays, and they are in the schemes and the meetings a lot of the time. And even though they don't play, they are usually very smart. And Sean Mannion, he was a backup quarterback for a little while, and he played for Sean McVay, Clint Kubiak, KOC. So those are three out of top 10 play callers that's on the offensive side. And then you also have him being under LaFleur, where B has him top 5. So I think where he has all the talent right there, even though Nick Sirianni will be in his ear a lot about what the offense should run, I think this is a hire that was good for what was left. I'll say that. But I think the Eagles, if I'm the Eagles, I just want him to have a competent offense, make sure him and Sirianni is on the same page. And also, if I'm Sean Mannion, if you do good this 1 year, we've seen people elevate to a head coaching job like Kellen Moore. So we see what happens from there.
B?
Feel about it. I've been feeling about the Eagles. I mean, I think it'd be great if they let Jalen Hurts off the leash and see what he can do. If he gonna continue to have the same style, whereas though it's like just a conservative game type system, Sean Mannion not really gonna change much. He's not that type of quarterbacks coach. So if you feel the way I feel about it, not much.
Ta?
So wait and see move to me. I got to see what the Eagles' offense is going to look like. If it's going to be Sirianni's system like we've been talking about, I don't think the move really means too much. It's just about, does he have a better feel to the football game than what's the name? So yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. If he's going to be, if this is going to be the same system, I just think if he got a better feel to the game, the offense might look better, but who knows? If they're going to let him come in there and kind of put his own hands on the system, then I'm interested to see what they can do. Because obviously everybody loves the Shanahan, McVay kind of systems now. I think the league is looking for a lot of those kind of coordinators. So if he can do his own thing, might be a good hire for him. If not, it's going to come down to if he can truly have a feel for the game. So it's whatever. But it's a lot of interesting hiring moves going on. So it's gonna be about who did they due diligence to make sure theirs work.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with you and B. Listen, I'm very interested to see if they're going to allow Sean Mannion to put his fingerprints on this offense. Ty, I like what you said, that we're all looking for the next like offensive guru. Right now, everybody's looking for the next guy that's going to be the next McVay, the next Kellen Moore, if you will, the next Kevin O'Connell, the next, all of those guys. And I think the hope is that he's coming from Green Bay, and B believes that his head coach is a top 5 play caller in the game. So I'm assuming that the hope is he's learned something while he's been in Green Bay, and that he's able to apply that to the system that will be run in Philly. Clearly, we know that this isn't a role that gets to put a lot of emphasis on what they believe and what they like to do. So I mean, we saw that with Kellen Moore, right? Like, we know Kellen Moore love to air that joint out. Kellen Moore is a West Coast guy. But you had the best running back and offensive line in the league for a year, so you had to hand that joint off 70% of the time, right? So we know that clearly everything that happens over there is based in, personnel and all of that. So we'll see what happens. I wasn't too moved. I don't think it was a bad move, but I'm not too moved by it. Let's see. Oh, was we here when the Bills hired their coach?
No, because that happened like yesterday, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Okay, cool. Tom, I'll start with you. Joe Brady got the job in Buffalo. Obviously that means Daboll just is probably going to take. I think he did take the job in Tennessee, right? I don't know if he officially took it yet. He took it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Joe Brady took the job in Buffalo. Offensive coordinator moves up to head coach. Todd, we're gonna start with you. What you think?
I'm not mad at the move. Like, continuity between him and Allen's gonna be cool. I think he's probably more well liked on the offensive side, at least, for them to kind of do something. But I don't know. It's just weird to me if they're talking like everybody. The owner was talking about, new energy and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know if you're gonna find new energy on the staff, but if you feel like this is the move that's gonna make them better as a team, then we're just going to have to see how it works out for them. I'm gonna be interested to see where he goes for his defensive coordinator hiring. But ultimately, I think the team gonna come down to if they can draft better players. I don't think they really got any reliable out of the last few years. The GM's draft pick's been hit or miss. Everybody been talking about Keontae Coleman, but like the rest of the draft classes ain't been all that great either. So like all of that ain't no McDermott. So I mean, I don't know what the move does for them in the grand scheme of things. Like, I think they're still gonna be a good football team, but does this make them like championship Super Bowl contender kind of thing? I think they're gonna be in the fall. They're gonna fall in the same areas. Like, they're gonna be good, get to the playoffs and lose. But maybe I'm wrong.
B.
I think there's like a few teams where as though they've established one side of the ball, but have a question mark on the other. Like, I love the Joe Brady hire. Now it's like we got to see what we're gonna get from the defense, because it's a big upgrade from OC to head coach. Now we already know Josh and him gonna have a good connection, but now Joe Brady can take it a step further. He can decide to go sign receivers and who he wants, because he couldn't do any of that. We see Josh and him. Yeah, they had a good system, but like Ty said, similar to the draft situation, they have a lack of weapons and skills at the receiver group on that team. Josh just tends to make it work. So that's probably going to be one of the first things that Joe Brady target with his new role as the head coach. Yeah, I like it. Just got to see how the rest of the team balance out.
Jay?
For me, I'm with Ty on it, saying it's not a needle mover. It doesn't move them from where they are. I think everyone has hit on the nail talking about his connection with Josh, but defense, something to look at. The defense coordinator hiring, like B said, will be very, very key. because in Buffalo, sometimes that defense just gives up too many explosives, and I think that in the grand scheme of things, because next year we don't know what next year will look like, but it will be stiffer competition. The defense has to win them some games and not rely on Josh to put on that Superman cape to will them to a dub.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say I'm completely opposite than y'all. Y'all said it's not a needle mover.
Yeah,
I don't like
for me, I like it.
No. I know. I said y'all. They said it's not a needle mover, and I was gonna get into UB. You said you like it. I don't like it at all. Here's my biggest problem. My biggest problem with the Bills is Josh Allen. I think that Josh Allen is an all-world talented quarterback. I think when you're all-worldly talented, though, at times you forget about your mechanics. And I think what we just saw in the last playoff game from Josh Allen was a guy who showed all the talent in the world, but eventually lost them game on fumbles and picks, having I believe it was 4 turnovers, right?
Yeah.
4 turnovers in your playoff game is not going to cut it. And you still only lost by 3 points, which leads me to believe that while Josh Allen has all the talent in the world, there needed to be a guy in there that was going to come in there and stiffen up the mood over there in Buffalo. Like, Josh, we know how good you are, but we got to get back to being, you know what I'm saying, to showing how good you are. Because
that's similar to the receiver situation. You see who we was going to, that security blanket. That's not going to work. Curtis Samuel.
I think you need somebody like the same way that I feel about Josh is the same way that I feel about this Keon Coleman situation, right? Like, is Joe Brady fixing the Keon Coleman situation? Does the organization even want to fix the Keon Coleman situation? Who's going to walk in there and say, Keon, we need you to get your stuff together because we need you to be the first round pick that we drafted you to be? Who's going to walk in there and tell Josh Allen, hey, Josh, we know you got all the talent in the world, but these turnovers is not going to cut it? I don't believe that Joe Brady is that guy. I believe you hired Joe Brady to be who Josh Allen wanted him to be, right? He's going to be a great OC. He's going to call great plays, and he's going to allow Josh Allen to run rabbit. But the problem is what you just saw in the last playoff game that the Buffalo Bills played. Josh Allen is going to run rabbit. He's going to show all the talent, but at times he's going to make mistakes. He's going to turn the ball over. He's going to fumble the ball. He's not going to tuck the ball high and tight. These are things that somebody has to come in there and fix. And if you hire this guy's favorite guy who was already there, how do you clean up the things, the discipline issues that are within the team already? A guy who was already in the building, does he clean up the discipline? And until I see that from Joe Brady, I don't know that this hire moves me at all. And so because of that, I don't like it.
I think it'd be a lot different. I think that
Joe Brady might. I think Joe Brady's gonna, well, something that I know a lot of the public gonna probably like to see, whereas though he have no excuse, as a lot of the public would say. But I think Joe Brady's gonna get him necessary weapons to where those going to be to the point where it's like Josh can't blame anything else. Like, it's where those gonna be like, you got the guy that been calling your plays he was a quarterback coach about 3 years ago. He was just the offensive coordinator. He slowly just got him promoted over time. You've been in the room with him, and the receivers, you saw what you want MVP with Shakir as your number one guy and all these guys. And then this go around, the struggle was the weapons. Curtis Samuel relying on him, a lot of that didn't show up. Keon Coleman, you didn't use him as a reliable option. He had messed up a few big moments. He had a few catches also. But I feel as though they're going to give him better receiving group to where as though Josh isn't going to be able to use that as a reason, or the Bills fan base or any NFL fans is going to just be, is the defense going to show up and is Josh Allen going to show up? Yeah. All right, bet. Let's move. Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Jay, I'm going to start with you. What is your take on Bill Belichick not being voted in first ballot?
Them folks just hating. Simple as that. Them folks just hating like them folks mad that he beat them. He won them rings, and they send that home ringless. Simple as that. Like there's no way in any football world that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like there's no way to put it around it.
B.
Out the mud, we got Rashad McCants. I don't know what that Hall of Fame. I don't know what they doing. That's gonna make the NFL have to look into it because clearly we're not going by the correct standard, not going by the book, whatever the case may be. And I forget his last name. Bill something.
Poland.
Guy.
Nah, Bill Johnson. Oh, Bill Coleman.
Talking. The guy that I was just watching First Take a while ago. But
Yeah, I
he
know.
basically said that it should be delayed. It should be delayed so they can investigate the Deflategate. Like what? Like, what are we talking about? Like, so it's I don't know, bro. And you saw what I said to the group chat, the Hall of Fame. It's probably about to be called the Bill Law. Got the Hall of Fame re-looking everything because this just like it ain't no way. If Brady don't make it first time, he eligible, bro. Because some Deflategate or whatever they talking about, NFL going downhill. Hall of Fame ain't gonna mean a thing. It already been hesitant since TL.
Ta.
I feel like this is why people be hating on the media now. Like decisions like this is why some medias get bad reps. But come on, bro. I feel like everybody understands Bill's supposed to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like whatever your personal feelings towards him are, that's what they are. But like the resume speaks for itself. But then you got people talking about, like you mentioned, Deflategate and all that stuff, and like the cheating scandals and how that plays effect into if he should have got in on the first try. And it's like that's how you seen Jimmy Johnson. Like they ain't the only ones that tried to do it; they was just the only ones that got caught. You know how it go, but it is what it is, I guess. Like it's unfortunate because, like I say, everybody like feels like it's a atrocity that he didn't get in, and it basically is. But he gonna get in, and eventually when he does, I think all of this, we won't be talking about this eventually. Like, yeah, he should have been the first ballot, but as long as he get in, I don't think people the issue will go away.
I gotta ask y'all a question. We all play football, right?
Okay.
And when you play football, because like Kai just said, I'm pretty sure also other teams tried it, but it's also a reason why they have like 5 or 6 other Super Bowls because they were already just generally better than the other guys. But for this to have took so long as it did at the time for it to be investigated, let me know since when do NFL referees go like the entire game without touching the football that the team is currently using? To where though they got off with that so much with a flat football, whereas though when the ball was ever getting spotted or anything, nobody realized like, like when we see it in the NBA, they'll like maybe change the basketball if it need to be changed, but it's like we just seen refs just touch the ball, everything, like throw it around, and nobody realized, hey, this ball tend to have a little bit less air than we're used to. Let's probably switch this out or don't allow them to continue to get these specific footballs from their sideline. Like nobody never thought about that.
Hey man, folks is out there letting Bill and Tom do whatever they wanted. Listen, I get it. I get why everybody's upset. I don't believe that. I don't believe that it was right. Is what I will say. For anybody that says that the Hall of Fame doesn't matter as much anymore, or that it's somehow like we've lost it, like I can't get with that. I can't get with that because and only because when the players play and the coaches coach, what are the things they strive for? Super Bowls, MVPs, DPOYs, OPOYs, Hall of Fame. That's all they strive for, right? If you ask a player today, after what just happened to Bill Belichick, if they still want to be in the Hall of Fame, what are they going to tell you?
A
Yeah.
lot of them going to tell you they don't care. They would like to be, but they don't care.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm
The
gonna be
truth.
honest.
It's not the truth, bro. It's not the truth, bro. Players are still want to be in the Hall of Fame, bro. That is an elite class of people. That's the upper echelon of all things. That is the last thing that you want in your glory. That's the last thing that you want. The last thing that you want is the gold jacket. Folks get up there and cry during their speeches for the gold jacket when they get in that gold jacket. Folks get up there and think they fourth grade PE teacher when they get up there and get that jacket. These are things like the Hall of Fame is a thing that, like, this happened this year. We're not going to talk about it again next year. We will only if, and this is what I mean by this. The only time that we will continue to talk about this is when other people become first ballot Hall of Famers. Then we're gonna be like, that is the only time that we will question this ever again. In 3 years from now, the only time we're gonna question this is when people become first ballot Hall of Famers. We're gonna be like, yeah, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but Bill Belichick wasn't. I don't know. It's gonna be a great talking point, but after this, after we're over it next year or the year after, when Bill Belichick gets in, we're not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So whether it's first ballot, second ballot, he's still gonna get in. I get that it was messed up. We don't like it. Nobody likes it. But the players and the coaches are still striving to be in the Hall of Fame. They're still striving to be in the Hall of Fame, which is why, to me, we can't just say that the Hall of Fame no longer matters, because how you gonna tell them? We can't even fathom what it means to be in the Hall of Fame of something. At 23 years old, you can't even fathom what it means to be in the Hall of Fame or something. We ain't even got in our first career jobs yet to even have made it to Hall of Fame of something. The Hall of Fame of broadcasters, right? Like that's what you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you play in professional sports, when you mean to tell me you don't want to be in a Joe Neisman Basketball Hall of Fame? You don't want to be in the NFL Hall of Fame? You don't want to be in the NHL Hall of Fame?
I think you
But
would
that's what
like
I mean. That's what I
But
mean.
when we get
I don't,
stuff like this, like
bro, but
Eli
I don't-
Manning's about to make the Hall of Fame before Chad Johnson and Terrell Owens. Like
and I get why the problem is still that.
it's
But you
off-field
can't tell
things
me-
too.
But this is what I mean by it. This is what I mean by it. The fact that they're still mad about it, the fact that they're upset about it, is the reason that it still matters. You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, if the players are still upset about it, it still matters. You can't tell me it doesn't matter. It's like when you talking about a girl, right? And your girl be like, if I'm still, or your mama be like, if I'm still yelling, I still care. When your mama stop yelling, she don't care no more. If the players is still yelling, if the coaches is still yelling, they still care. You can't tell me if they don't care that it don't matter.
I
right?
think
Like-
so. I think when I say don't care, it's more so like it hurts that I'm not here. But if they're gonna continue to look at
Yeah, I mean,
stuff
yeah,
off the field, then I can't do nothing about it. I don't care anymore. But it's like I would love to be here, but they're looking at things that got nothing to do with my play, because there's no reason why Chad Ochocinco was a nominee this year and he's still not gonna be in. There's no reason why the finalists over some of the guys that got to be in is
I get it.
where it is. Like it's certain guys. Like, who do y'all think gonna be? Who do y'all think is gonna? If you like, put yourself in the shoes if you were a Hall of Fame nominee guy, who would y'all pick? Because it's always 4 to 8 guys. Who would y'all pick from the finalist list this year?
I don't even know what the finalist list is. What is it?
The quarterbacks is Drew Brees, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers. Receivers is Larry Fitzgerald, Torrey Holt.
We know Philip can't get in no more. Philip just restarted his clock. Philip just restarted his clock.
Drew
So
Brees,
Drew will probably get in.
Eli Manning.
Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald, Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne. Running
Okay.
back, Frank Gore. Tight end, Jason Witten. Linebackers, Luke Kuechly and Terrell Suggs. Offensive line, Marshall Yonda, Willie Anderson, and Jari Evans. Defensive line, Kevin Williams. Safety, Darren Woodson. And the kickers, Adam Vinatieri.
Adam Vinatieri getting in. Drew
Drew
Brees.
Brees probably there. Luke Kuechly might not.
No, I don't think he is. Career too short.
And that's about to be so disgusting.
Yeah,
He should. I was to say.
No, like he's still 100%, but they're gonna say
That's what I hate. If you have a Hall of Fame career, just because it's like 8 years or whatever the case may be. I have a Hall of Fame career, bro, and I was like in his all-time status, and then y'all gonna put a guy that's just been like that was just in the good status, but it was for a long period of time. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Like the only person that's gonna get away with that is Aaron Donald.
Like Frank Gore, how many seasons did he play, and how many seasons was Frank Gore that one of them like that guy? It's a longevity thing. I hate it.
That boy hate Frank Gore.
No, Frank Gore was tough though.
I hate it. Like it's a longevity thing over your level of as a football player. I hate it,
bro. But this is the problem with your longevity arguments. The problem with your longevity arguments that like, and this goes back to the Mike Evans conversation. The problem with that argument is a lot of the guys that you listed that would be over Mike Evans, that you believe are over Mike Evans, have maybe 1 year that's better than every year that Mike Evans has had. But then the rest of their years be like they match Mike Evans, maybe.
So what? So Mike Evans going in the year 12.
Like I think what I'm saying is though is like. Yes, you're right. Mike Evans is about to go into year 12, and I don't think he's retiring. I think he's gonna have.
How many years did I'm gonna get throw a name out there? How many years did Antonio Brown play?
What was it? Maybe 8.
So them 8 years. This is what I'm saying.
I think that's different though. I think okay, if you're talking about a Hall of Fame conversation, yeah, Larry Fitzgerald is gonna get in before if you're talking about a Mike Evans situation, yeah, Mike Evans will probably get in before Antonio Brown. Does that mean that Mike Evans is a better player than Antonio Brown? No, not necessarily. But this guy's fighting a murder rap right now. How you gonna put in a guy that's fighting a murder rap in the Hall of Fame? He can't even.
That's why I said we know off field things play a part. I'm talking about it's got people that generally say Mike Evans has had a better career than Antonio Brown. Just because he's bad does. Just because no, bro.
He had. Why does longevity?
I don't think that's a far-fetched statement.
Why does longevity not play a factor in your career? This
longevity.
This is what I mean by this. When you say has a better career than somebody, he's had a better career because longevity plays a factor in career. But I'm not. But if you tell me that Antonio Brown was a better player than Mike Evans, I'm not arguing that. But when you say who had a better career, longevity plays a part in career.
So why is 8 years not long enough?
Huh?
Why is 8 years not long enough? Like 6 or 7 years of dominating. Why is that not long enough to be a Hall of Famer?
That's not the question that we was talking about. You asked me who had a better career. Those are two separate questions.
Me dominating for 6 or 7 out of 8 years, and you're in year 12, and you fallen in the top 20 about 8 or 9 of your 12 years. Like, I don't like how just because he got a few more years, I dominated as long as I was in the league for almost a decade. When we were playing together at the same time, nobody would have even uttered your name with me. And now it's like because you had a few more years.
That's why I just said no.
I think it's case by case too.
When you have a career conversation, there's a difference. If you ask me who the better player was, I'm going to tell you Antonio Brown was a much better wide receiver than Mike Evans. But if you ask me who had a better career, Mike Evans had a better career because he played longer. He was at his peak longer. You see what I'm saying? Like, those things matter when you talk about career. Would you want a?
So I'm going to ask you that. Has he been at peak since he got to the league?
Would you want a good 6 years? Or a long-lived, long shelf life 12 years. Most people would tell you that they want a long shelf life 12 years. It's great.
Mike Evans been at his peak since the season started. Since his career started.
No.
But the numbers is the same from the start to right now.
I think it's okay. So if that's your argument, if his numbers are the same, then that means he's been doing this for 12 years. That is a better career than a guy who came in and left before me. Who came in after me and left before me. That's
I feel as though the requirement for Wisdo a person we should start having a conversation of not playing long enough to Wisdo like when we say Hall of Fame, maybe like no, I haven't played long enough. I feel as though anything
that's why
anything six and anything under six. Anything under 6 and less, cool. But I feel like if you're playing 8 and stuff, bro, that should be more than enough. Like this is football. This isn't a non-contact sport or something. Like 8 years should be long enough to where though you qualify, especially if you are a high-level player for almost your entire 8 years.
But who's saying Antonio Brown isn't going to qualify for a Hall of Fame bid? If Antonio Brown, so here's the other nuance of that conversation. If Antonio Brown doesn't qualify for a Hall of Fame bid, let's be very clear that nobody's saying Antonio Brown doesn't qualify because of what he did on the field. What happened with Antonio Brown, there's nothing that happened on the field that is as to the reason that Antonio Brown won't be a Hall of Famer.
Julio Jones.
Okay. Great career.
Julio Jones had a great career, right? Who would you say has had a better career, Julio or Mike Evans?
I see where B going with this. Hold on.
Let me go look.
Yeah, well, before I start giving out opinionated,
this is my thing of what I be getting at because AB played 12 years. Mike Evans is going into year 12. He might get to what? We'll say what, 15?
Probably
15 maybe. The level that bro, just them 6-7 years. Like I understand when we get like a Josh Gordon where he just went crazy for a year or two. When you get Antonio Brown and Julio Jones, two guys that played like 7 years for like a 7-year gap almost. It was AB and Julio and then everybody else. Like that's what it was for the 6-7 years. So them 6 to 7 years that Julio and Antonio Brown have, I feel as though them 6 or 7 alone competes with Mike Evans' whole career. Like them 6-7 years, bro. Like that's
okay, and that's okay if that's how you feel. And we will all agree that those were better players than Mike Evans. But when we look at career span, if I'm looking at the career of a person, yes, those 6-7 years that Julio Jones had, where he was like, if you're gonna tell me that if you believe that Julio Jones is, and I don't think nobody's arguing with you when you say, like, we posted the video. Nobody was like, he put Julio Jones in his list. Like nobody's arguing that. Like if the numbers are that far different, like all right, he got an 1,800-yard season. Like that's insane. He got a 1,700-yard season and an 1,800-yard season and a 1,600.
Julio.
Yeah. Like all right, cool. But when
and AB had the same thing, 18, 17, 15.
And that's cool. But the numbers outside of that from AB. We're drastically different.
Julio at the end of his career, he was injured. So like the last 4 or 5, he was barely on the field, and that play a part into career.
It's the same for both of them.
We can all agree their peaks are way higher than Mike Evans, but Mike's longevity is better than Julio's and AB. So it makes it a conversation. It's not like we saying Mike played a whole bunch of time and like he was trash. Like he's been playing a long time and he's damn good. Like he's a good receiver. So it's not like we saying this in a sense that Mike can't compete with them. I don't think we're saying they're better players like Kobe was saying, but like career-wise, it's a conversation to be had because he's been doing this consistently and longer than both of them. Their peaks were just better.
And I don't know. I just don't like the narrative how both of them go. Like Mike Evans, he never got targeted nearly as much as them also.
If Mike have another 4 years at 1,000 yards, which would give him what 13, 14 years at 1,000 yards. There's no way you could tell me that somebody that had 6 good years in the league and another guy that had 14 years of 1,000 yards. Like, there's no way you could tell me the career is better. Did they have better peaks? Yes. Were they better players? Yes. But somebody having 14 years of 1,000 yards, like we're not just scoffing at 1,000 yards. We're not just
So what was it that you told me outside of Hall of Fame that the players look forward to?
MVPs, OPOYs, DPOYs, Super Bowls.
So is it one that you're missing that's like one of the highest honors as an individual in the NFL?
All
All
pros. All pros.
All pros. How many all pros you Mike Evans have in 12 years?
Probably not a lot.
How many do you think he got?
Probably like 3.
I don't even know if he got that.
I also might be 1, 2.
Maybe.
And the 1 or 2 he got, are they first team or second team?
Probably second.
Well,
You're still not telling me this is a better career.
So-
this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion.
That's
The
fair.
fact of the matter is this. The fact of the matter is this. Those guys, while having great careers in their own rights, they didn't do it as long. When we talk about career, the word career by definition is over a time span. What does my time span look like in comparison to your time span? If my time span is 14 years of 1,000 yards and yours is you had a good 6 years and your peak was better than mine, that's why the words are all different. You can tell me that they had better peaks. You can tell me that they had, you know what I'm saying, that you felt like they were better receivers. And I would agree with you. But when I look at the word career, their career span isn't the same. It doesn't match up. They had better peaks. They had better seasons.
It's like a perfect example is like you look at like the perfect example is looking at Devontae Adams, right? Like he's had a better peak. His start to finish from right now, neither one is finished, but from their start, Mike Evans, he took off ASAP, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And it's like a person asks you who career would you take? You got some people that's gonna say Mike Evans, but me personally, I feel as though once you get to a certain amount of years where you're like meet the requirement to get in the Hall of Fame and whatnot, like if I play 10 seasons, Coleman, you play 15, and I got like 10 less touchdowns than you, and you got 5 more years than me, I look at that like that's a big thing. Whereas though it's like people look at Mike Evans' yards and everything because he's playing a lot of seasons, he's getting 1,000 and everything. But when you look, like if you got 4 or 5 more years than me and you like ahead of me by like 1,000 or like 2,000 yards or something, I look at that as though it's like, is that really a better career than me? Like, that's
But
just me.
those guys are finished, and Mike Evans isn't, which is why I use the
That's why I'm
analogy.
talking about Devontae Adams. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he got more career touchdowns than him, and he ain't even been like his start wasn't even as if his peak was just exceptionally better right now. Only player in history with the lead NFL in touchdowns on 3 different teams.
Yeah, I think
How many do they have? He got 117. I don't know how many Mike got.
see Devontae Adams, the problem going to be in his career. He had a lot of weird years. Like his first 2, he had 400. He had his third year, he had 997. Like people gonna count that as 1,000. His fourth year, he had 885, 997. Like it's some years where he missed that 1,000-yard mark. That's like, damn, if you'd have played,
And he missed games.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you'd have played,
to this day, and I've had some people agree, I've had some people disagree. To this day, Devontae Adams don't get hurt. He has Randy Moss' touchdown record right now. That year when he had 18 touchdowns, he missed like 4 games. If anybody was watching that team, he would have broke that touchdown record. But the injuries, that's just a part of the game, and it changed the dynamic of a lot of players. So it's like it just gotta be what it is. But at the end of the day, I definitely get what you're saying about all of this is opinionated things outside of Hall of Fame, voters. I think all of this is opinionated, but I feel as though we need a new system because I'm starting to hear people inside the sport, like players and coaches, like that know some of the guys saying we putting this in the hands of people that didn't play at this level. It's getting out of hand. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I definitely think it should be voted on by people that are Hall of Famers. Like I
Like
don't
all
think,
pro, we got no say in it. It's all the players and coaches.
yeah.
Hall of Fame, I don't like how a majority of them, as the players and coaches say, without naming any names, say it's a lot of guys that didn't play at this level.
Yeah, no, I completely understand why people would be upset about that. That makes perfect sense to me. I like we shouldn't have votes for Hall of Fame. That should be strictly Hall of Famers. Like, all right, bro. Like, if you don't get what it took to be a Hall of Fame, and that's why to me, that's another reason why I say to me, like, I can't, like, I don't believe we can say, and like you be like you already said, but like if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. I don't believe we can say that the Hall of Fame don't matter no more. Because if the people that's playing for the Hall of Fame crying about it, to me, that means it's still, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is like if we can say that people that's not Hall of Famers shouldn't be voting on Hall of Fame, then we should also be able to understand why
It's like
saying that Hall of Fame don't matter is kind of insane, because it's like the people that are working towards the Hall of Fame, if they still care about it, how we gonna say as regular people, like, man, that don't matter no more? Like, who are we to say that? And not just
I feel like it's the same as if you get a job. Like,
I made the same argument on another podcast. Like, so the first person that spoke was like, yo, like, nah, Hall of Fame cooked. It don't matter no more. Who are you? Who are you?
Mhm.
Like, what are you talking about? If the Hall of Famers care, if Jimmy Johnson cares enough to get on Twitter, to open up his Twitter, Jimmy Johnson, y'all, like Cowboys head coach, Cowboys Super Bowl winning.
And you know Pat McAfee.
If he cares enough to come out of his hole in Texas, wherever he's at, to open up Twitter, to have his daughter, granddaughter, niece, nephew, whoever it was that downloaded X, formerly known as Twitter, on his phone, get on Pat McAfee show and talk about this, we can't say it don't matter. Regular
it's
people
getting to that point. It's getting to that point with him though. Like Jimmy said, he said, I ain't gonna be there this year. Like, I ain't.
and he may not be, but the next time a Cowboys player get voted in, you think he gonna be
I feel like it's the same thing if you look at like say you apply for a job or something, like a high level media job or whatever the case may be, and you find out you don't get the job, and then you also find out who got the same, like who they hired over you for that position, and you find out like they're way underqualified compared to you, and it's like you look at it and you mad about it, like you're mad about it. You want to, like, that's what I'm getting at. That's how I'm talking about it. Like, you want to be there and it means something to you, but after you look and you see how underqualified they were and they got picked over you, you're like, can't dwell on this, man. It is what it is. It's crazy, but it's crazy, but it is what it is.
Let me ask you this though: are you gonna stop watching ESPN?
No.
All right,
But
I'm saying to your point, I completely understand. But this is like I get your point completely. But are you gonna stop watching ESPN? If you apply for that ESPN job and you are thoroughly qualified for that ESPN job, you got the degrees, you got the paperwork, you got the 100,000 follower podcast to back it up. You got all of the things. You got all the articles. You done been on this talk show and that talk show, and you can guest appeared on here and there and whatever. And ESPN hired a young dude, you know, because they're gonna pay him a little less money. They're gonna whatever. You ain't gonna stop watching. You gonna still be watching because it still matters to you what they say. It still matters. It still matters what they have to say.
Yeah, I think that's what I was meaning by when I say not care is like the
But
way
you still
to
gonna,
like.
but you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna silently watch. And that's all the NFL players are gonna do now. Jimmy Johnson, he not gonna go. He gonna be at his home, at his ranch house in Texas, silently watching.
Yeah,
And
I think T.O. just an anomaly probably.
Yeah, and if it's not silent, like he gonna comment and be like, man, that guy shouldn't have been in over Bill Belichick though. And we all gonna say it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be outraged by it. It is upsetting. It is terrible. It is all of those things. It is terrible. I get it. At the end of the day, though, that joint still matters because the players and coaches still care. The people who actually are gonna make it still care. That's all I'm saying. All All right, I think that's Clint Kubiak
Did,
interviewing for the
did,
job.
did,
And
did, did Terrell Owens skip? Was that one more thing? Did Terrell Owens skip his ceremony?
I believe so. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, Terrell Owens was one of my favorite wide
Would y'all
receivers.
have skipped the ceremony at how he did him?
Yes. But I bet you he's still gonna accept that gold jacket and it's probably still hanging in a frame somewhere else. It's probably still it's gonna still be hanging in a frame.
They shipped
You know,
they shipped it to the house, back in the closet.
Yeah. They probably framed it up for him, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
They probably framed it up for him.
Bro, it's hung up in his man cave, bro.
You know what I'm saying, bro? He show all the guys when they come over. You know what I'm saying? He let the wifey put it on, kids put it on. You know,
But I think that's why we should have players and coaches doing it, because you see when we hear like Hall of Fame coaches and players talk about certain guys that don't make it, they like, we know they first ballot, like we know they should be locked. Like T.O., like when he was in the pod, he said I'm one of the GOATs, like of this receiver thing. It ain't many. It's only like 4 guys. I'm one of them.
Facts.
bro. Did I never put in my? That's so weak of me, bro. That's
It'd be
terrible.
like that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's
It'd be
terrible,
like that.
bro. You ever go to check on your joint and you ain't put it in, bro?
It'd be like that, bro.
Are we serious right now, bro?
Sometimes you put it in and you thought you didn't on a different device. It'd be like that.
Bro, I didn't refresh the app like 4 times. Like, damn, why my joint not popping up? Where's
He
that?
thought it lost already or never.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm clicking on the lost tab. Like, yeah, for real, who already cooked me?
It ain't nowhere.
That joint not even in, bro. That joint not even in, bro.
And
That joint just sitting on the-
it's probably your cash. That's why he mad.
That's so nasty, bro. I'm tight. I don't even want to do the rest of the show, bro. Now I'm playing. Any other good news? Good news.
You really say something about Kubiak?
No, I forget Kubiak, bro. That ain't he about to coach in the Super Bowl. No, I mean, yeah. He like we about to coach in the Super Bowl. We'll talk about him when he actually gets hired.
Yeah,
It'll be one of them places, but like I don't need to talk about this interview. It'll be all right.
It'll be a tough day. I think the Titans. They
bro, Monken, bro.
Oh,
Todd Monken.
Shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's why I skipped. That's why I
Wow.
skipped Kubiak. Yeah, that's why I skipped Kubiak because
that dirty wrist.
Go ahead, bro.
You're nasty.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I saw a report saying all the head coaches that were getting interviewed, all the coaches that were getting interviewed from the Browns, they all were asked about how they would develop Shedeur. So I think Stefanski got out of there because Shedeur just wasn't his guy. And I think for
He didn't get out of there. He got fired. He got fired.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice.
he got packed up. Yeah, he got packed up. Yeah, he got packed up. But I think for what the front office is telling these coaches that Shedeur is their guy, let him play out for a season or two. Let's see if he's truly their franchise guy and get him some stability. I think Monken's a good hire. We've seen Monken do crazy things with Lamar that 2024 season when they gave that pity MVP trophy to Josh Allen. Should have been Lamar's, but that's neither here. That's neither here or there. But his offense coordinator was Todd Monken. I seen Todd Monken firsthand at Georgia. He had the offense humming. So this is a good hire in my opinion. Offensive minded coach who will let his quarterback be a creator, who will let his quarterback have some ability to go out there and make plays for the team. I think this is a good hire for the Browns for sure.
B.
What are we doing? You just let we got Ravens fans sitting here having these conversations about Todd Monken after having one bad season, after what he did in 2024. Do people got to pull up Todd Monken's resume and look at the teams?
Never mind. I'm off it.
Do we got to look up Todd Monken's resume and look at how every team he was the OC or a coach for, how it played out? Like, this is a great hire. What are we doing? Like, They're about to have some. They're about to have something good as long as the Browns go about it the correct way with Shedeur Sanders. He has Todd Monken as his offensive coordinator now. They have to find a defensive coordinator. We all saw what happened with how the DC upset. They've got if he decides not to come back, they gotta find a guy. And the talent they have on the defense, they just need to find a decent guy. But Todd Monken with Shedeur, they're starting to develop him the correct way. The Browns, they got something brewing heavy. I don't know what this is, but Todd Monken, what we've been talking about here.
Ty, don't disappoint me, bro. Be on the right side of this, bro. We got a Georgia boy here, so we already knew what side he was gonna be on. B has disappointed me severely. Don't disappoint me, Ty.
I just don't know what the plan is for the Browns. Like Todd Monken's not the issue for me. I think he's a great OC, and if that's where they think their problems align, then cool. But I just think it's hard to overcome bad organizational management. So like, I don't think it matters who the coach becomes. Cleveland has other problems they need to figure out before any of that actually helps them out on the field. But they got other issues. Jim Schwartz, one is top 5 DC in the game, and obviously that relationship is in troubly waters. Mike can fix it. I would just give him a raise because I think it's easier for them to keep him in place and have that defense be one of the best in the league while we try to do whatever with his offense. But we'll see what happens there. But again, I can't be too happy about this because I just don't think in the grand scheme of things it's going to matter. Like, I don't think nobody that goes to Cleveland succeeds. So we're going to see what happens. I hope he can, but I just don't think they have it set up for anybody to be successful there.
I don't think the money is a problem. I think it's his position. It ain't nothing they're gonna be able to do that make him happy with no raise or anything.
I mean, yeah, I do think that's true, but like money solves a lot of stuff. So I would see what I would see what happens.
Not this.
He was gonna run the building. He told a couple people, "All right, see you guys later." And he told people like he's done with the place. Like he's over.
I wouldn't be mad at it. Just. You know, I mean, he'll get a job somewhere else if that's what he's on, but
let me know when y'all done, bro. Y'all some busters, bro. Y'all some busters, bro.
What you mean, bro?
Crazy, right?
Bro, this is organizational malpractice, dog. This is organizational malpractice. Let me explain to you why. And frankly, this is not even about Monken. I agree with Todd there. This is bigger than Monken. Let's be clear about what the Cleveland Browns just did. And here's my problem. Because at the end of this, I believe Monken could have still ended up on the staff anyway. So let me preface this by saying that. This is what you did.
Same thing.
You had Jim Schwartz on your staff. Knowing that he was going to walk if y'all didn't give him a head coach job. And y'all went out and hired Todd Monken. Now let's talk about this Todd Monken thing. Because listen, I know the history behind Todd Monken. But let's talk about what the history really is behind Todd Monken. Todd Monken been coaching since. Be you on your phone? Go ahead and tell me when Todd Monken started coaching. It was in like the late 90s, right?
What back non-NFL included?
Yeah. It was like the late 90s, right? It's probably like I don't know. It was like the late 90s, maybe even before then. Maybe even before then because he's 60.
He became a graduate assistant for his first time in 1989.
In 89, so the early 90s. B, you already there.
Hold on.
B, you already there. Tell me all of Todd Monken's head coaching stops. It's only one.
Head
Go ahead
and tell me. Southern Mississippi.
In what year? 2013, 2015 was one of them. Which one is it? 2015?
2013 to 15, 3 years.
Oh, okay. So this is what the Cleveland Browns did. They went out and hired a 60-year-old Todd Monken who has one head coaching stop in his whole career, and he's been coaching since 1989. He's been coaching since 1989. He has one head coaching stop at Southern Miss. And you have completely pissed off the cornerstone of your franchise, the cornerstone coach of your franchise, I should say, and the cornerstone player of your franchise. The cornerstone player of your franchise went on TikTok and posted, or not on TikTok, on Instagram, and decided to post memes. This is Myles Garrett's post on Instagram, on his Instagram story after you hired Todd Monken.
You lose sports. You might get some demand.
No. Now, there's two sides to this, because Myles Garrett, I don't want to hear a word from you. You decided to take some odd $250 million to become the highest paid defensive player to ever play the game of football. So you don't get to speak. But here's what it shows me. What it shows me is that the defense is mad because their defensive coordinator has walked out of the door. You had Jim Schwartz, who is going to be one of the most coveted defensive coordinator prospects on the market. Let's remember, the NFL didn't even believe that they would have a chance at Jim Schwartz. So for everybody that's going to say to me, well, people would have hired Jim Schwartz. People should have hired Jim Schwartz if he's so coveted. Jim Schwartz will have a job. Jim Schwartz, the NFL didn't even know Jim Schwartz was going to be walking out of that door. They didn't know that was going to happen.
Everybody lit up.
Everybody is lit right now that Jim Schwartz is on the free agency market, and they didn't know that it was going to happen. So this is what we did. We went and hired a 60-year-old guy with one head coaching stop at Southern Miss to be our head coach of our young quarterback. This isn't a guy that's Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell, what's y'all coach's name? Help me out. Matt LaFleur. This isn't none of them young guys, right? This isn't Clint Kubiak. This isn't none of them young guys. You went out and hired me a 60-year-old head coach.
I mean, he's had a stop in Cleveland already, so
he's had a stop in Cleveland as an offensive coordinator for 1 year. For 1 year.
Back. Him and the owner must have had a conversation.
And this is the point. This is the point that I'm making. Because remember, at the beginning of this, I said I believe that you could have had Todd Monken anyway. See, I don't believe this had to happen. And this is why I believe it's organizational malpractice anyway. Because if this guy is a career-long OC anyway, why wouldn't he have taken another OC job? Why wouldn't he have? Now, we can't know for sure. We can't know for sure that he walked in there and said, I refuse to be an OC again. Y'all got to make me the head coach. But what we do know is that Jim Schwartz has had a top 5 defense since he set foot in Cleveland. What we do know is that the highest paid player in the NFL right now is Myles Garrett. So you've pissed off Myles Garrett's defensive coordinator, and I get it. A lot of people are going to go and look at Jim Schwartz coaching tree and be like, well, his history ain't no better. Well, but Jim Schwartz has one head coaching stop also. It's in the NFL. It was with Tennessee. It was for like 4 years. And he also has a Super Bowl as the defensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles when they won that Super Bowl in 2017. So all I'm saying is the reason that this is organizational malpractice is because you could have had Jim Schwartz and you could have had Todd Monken. Because I don't believe, unless Todd Monken walked in that office and said, hey, listen, I ain't coming unless I'm the head coach, which I don't believe he had any leverage to say. Why would he have leverage to say that?
You mean to tell me that he did though? With the Browns organization being who it is, I
wouldn't have been surprised if that's what he said, but here's my problem. Did you have to hire him? Is Todd Monken a guy that you had to have? I don't believe that Todd Monken is a guy that you had to have. And that's another reason that
who's available that you would have took.
Here's the problem. It's not about who's available for me. For me, it's about I could have made Jim Schwartz my head coach. I could have went and found an OC. Even if the OC, I don't know. We could have built up a guy. We could have found one of these QB gurus. We could have found a Sean Mannion. We could have found Sean McVay. Who's the guy that you recommend? Matt LaFleur. Who's the guy that you recommend? KOC. Who's the guy that you recommend? Did we have to tear down our defense in order to do this? Did we have to piss off our franchise player in order to do this? Did we have to piss off the highest paid player in the NFL in order to do this?
Remember what we said about the Steelers? Maybe upper management. Maybe
we know it was upper management. We know that there was a strife between upper management. Half of them wanted Schwartz. The other half wanted Monken.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe like when we said, like, I don't remember which one of y'all had agreed
We're
with
gonna
me,
get to this, brother. We're gonna get to
but
this.
just maybe the organization's like, it's like, are we ready to take the chance on being an offensive oriented team instead of defensively like we have been, similar to what we talked about with the Steelers? Maybe I bet some talks about that in the building. Who knows? But that's what I'm assuming. Maybe if
And
we
I agree
decide to
with you.
take Todd.
And I agree with you. My biggest problem with that is, if that's where you're going, you don't allow your head coach and GM to spend 2 picks on rookie quarterbacks in last year's draft. If that's where you're going, in my opinion, that is a waste of 2 picks then. Because
I think
what
that
happens
I
is
think the owner's mad about that.
in the last reason I'm upset about that is because then what you have is now you tell Monken, because this is where the bigger problem is going to come. Now, if Monken doesn't perform with Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel, then what? Then you got to go and get some more. Then you got to go and spend more draft capital on another quarterback of Monken's choosing, or he doesn't perform with your rookie quarterback, so now you fire him. So now it's even more organizational malpractice, because either you have to spend more draft picks on a quarterback that Monken actually wants if he doesn't feel comfortable with Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel, or you have to go and spend money to get a quarterback that Monken actually wants, but you still got 2 quarterbacks that you've already drafted, or you fire Monken because he didn't perform. Either way, I can give you 50 scenarios where this goes terribly and you've torn down your defense for no reason.
I think that frustrates upper management.
All for a guy that I believe would have taken an OC job anyway. He's a habitual offensive coordinator. That's all I'm saying. This is why I say it's bigger than Todd Monken. That's the part that I agree with Ty on. It's bigger than Todd Monken, because regardless of, and I also agree with Ty on the fact that whatever happens, Todd Monken may or may not be the fix of that. And it may not be fixable on just his part, because you need your organization to not be a dumpster fire for the head coach to actually be able to fix what the situation is. And we don't know that the Browns have completely decided to not be a dumpster fire anymore. So then do you blame Todd Monken for the dumpster fire organization 4 years from now? And if you do, once again, you still lost Jim Schwartz all in the same process. And you pissed off Myles Garrett all in the same process.
Do we think that upper management was frustrated with the Dylan Gabriel pick?
They was frustrated with one of them.
And then what? I don't think it was the 5th rounder.
I think it may have been. It may have been. It may not have been. I don't know. I think they were frustrated that we took 2 of them. I'll say that.
That's why I said, do we think we were mad about it? Because they had to take him and then realize Shedeur was still there. And then when they went to go get Shedeur, they like, damn, we could have got him instead of, and then used it for another position in the 5th round, maybe, or the 3rd round when we got Dylan. If we knew he was going to still be here.
Maybe so. But I frankly, I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's a double-edged sword, because how mad are we really that we got Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round? Like, I think it's more so how mad are we that we could have used something else in the 3rd round. Yeah. That's you're muted, brother.
You muted.
My fault. But I was saying hindsight 2020, because like I'm pretty sure Gabriel was Stefanski's pick and he was the coach at the time. So I can't say they should have took something else at that point, because he was probably like, I want Gabriel. And then the 5th round came along and the GMs or the owner, whoever, went above his head and say, hey, look, we finna take Shedeur now. And now you, like Kobe says, double-edged sword. At the same time, you couldn't have convinced me when it was coming out that Gabriel was a better prospect anyway. So I personally would have never drafted Gabriel, but they did. And Shedeur, regardless, had more potential and upside, and we saw that when he played. So now, regardless of what happens, even if Shedeur is not your guy, You wasted 2 picks on a quarterback, or you wasted 1, and it was a high draft pick. So now it don't matter, and all because of the coach you had at the time, who eventually you fired because you were terrible, and now you're back at square one because we don't know what's gonna happen at the quarterback position. Maybe part of the job was we want Shedeur to be the guy. So what can you do for Shedor's development? And that played a part into why he got the job. And maybe Schwartz wasn't really sold on letting Shedeur play. Maybe that was part of the problem. Could have been, maybe not. It sucks when you put yourself in a position like that because now you stuck with all these questions and you really don't have any viable answers until the season starts because you got to see how it play out.
Do we think that the organization was trying to give Stefanski some leeway when he got Gabriel?
For sure. They wanted to give him one last shot. I believe so. But while we on the topic of Shedeur, Jay, we're going to start with you. How you feel about Shedeur Sanders making the Pro Bowl? Y'all like and subscribe to the podcast too, man. Appreciate that.
Shedeur Sanders, do not go. The Pro Bowl, hey man, just give them boys $100K for like getting selected, and that's it. Keep it at that, because I'm not gonna sit up here and waste my time watching a flag football. I'm just gonna keep it a stat. Like, just get them boys some money, get them boys $100K, do whatever they got to do. I think this is a marketing strategy, but at the same time, with the quarterbacks available, who they could select and who could participate, it makes sense. But at the same time, I think this is something that the NFL has to do better at, and that's like finding more ways to get more fans involved. Because the Pro Bowl, back in the day, the Pro Bowl meant something. The Pro Bowl was similar to like an All-Pro. It was similar to like, okay, I'm getting noticed by everybody. They rock with me. I'm gonna go out there and play hard, do all this. Then as the time went on, things just didn't look the same. They didn't have the same vibe. And I think that for what the Pro Bowl is, they might as well just cancel it or rebrand it completely, because the Pro Bowl just doesn't mean nothing to me in my eyes.
B?
Man, we gotta think, right? How many? So it's 16 AFC teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys in the Super Bowl, so that's wiped out. Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, they were hurt, so that's wiped out. That's the 13 guys left. Josh Allen, he declined his. Who else declined theirs? Did Trevor decline his, or is he going?
I don't even remember. I get where you're going though.
But
I get where you.
It's like, it's not like they just picked him. It's like kind of like with the Tyler Huntley situation a few years ago. It's like it's not many options left that qualify. So it's like when you pick Shedeur, you gotta look at what's going on. When you look at Shedeur, you like, okay, we got these guys that are hurt or either decide to not come. Now, who are we gonna pick? And with Shedeur getting picked, if we look at the guys that could have got picked ahead of him out of the 16 teams, do we think any of those guys deserve to be an alternative option over him? It's like, I understand it about not being a main option, like being like sloppy seconds, but he was the best option that was left.
We'll get to it, brother. Give us a couple seconds. Let's finish this Shedeur thing.
Go ahead, Top.
I agree with Jay. I think part of it is definitely a marketing move. You want people to watch. Shedeur is going to bring eyes regardless. So I think part of that got to do with that. And also, y'all touched the fact too, like, it's just not enough people to select and pick there at this point. You got injuries, other people that you probably would put in the game playing in the championship. So it's like the names dwindle. And like at this point, who can we choose? And Shedeur is part of that selection. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think the bigger problem for me, though, is like Jay was saying, that the Pro Bowl used to mean something. And it don't mean anything now in the NFL. Like, at least when we talk about like basketball and we got our own critiques about the All-Star weekend, we know the All-Star game or getting selected to the All-Star game still means something. Although the game might not matter, getting selected to the game does. For Pro Bowl, I don't think any of it matters in the NFL no more. Like, I don't think nobody really cares. They don't care about the game. They didn't care about playing the game when it was, an actual football game. nobody really care about the flag game now, and nobody's really trying to watch them compete in drills and all that kind of stuff for fun. Like, it ain't the same. And then it's just, I think my biggest, like, even with the NBA stuff, I think the players got to care. And if they don't care, you can't really get anybody else to care because they're the ones participating in it. So if they don't want to play or they ain't really stressed out about it or care about it, it's going to stay what it is. And that's my bigger problem. I just think they take more pride in stuff like that, like people back in the day used to, because it still means something, even though it may not mean something to them now. But hopefully the NFL can rebrand, find out some ways to kind of get it back to what it used to be, so people kind of take it more seriously than they have now. But that's my biggest critique. Shedeur getting in is whatever. Like, at this point, what can you do about it? But I just hope they do something with the whole idea in general to improve it.
Few things. There's nothing you can do to improve the Pro Bowl. Nothing. With everything that has come about concussions and all the soft tissue injuries that we have in today's game, you can't fix the Pro Bowl because nobody's gonna agree to go back to putting on pads. The day they decided to no longer put on pads was the day they decided that this game was over. That's the whole problem right there. Now I ain't saying that they never should have chosen to take pads out of the game, but that choice was I don't know. I probably just would have let it rock how it was, man. They already wasn't playing hard, no way. Like, why we had to take the pads off altogether? Like that's where we went. That's where we went super left. The part that I hate about this conversation, and for everybody that may have forgotten the conversation, the original conversation and how y'all feel about Shedeur Sanders making the Pro Bowl. I don't care that Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl. The part that bothers me the most is that the conversation has become that because Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl, that the Pro Bowl doesn't matter anymore. That's a lie. The problem with the Pro Bowl started way before Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders has nothing, and I mean absolutely zero, to do with why the Pro Bowl is bad. The Pro Bowl was bad for a decade before Shedeur Sanders even hit the league. Shedeur Sanders was probably in high school telling y'all that the Pro Bowl was bad. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how long the Pro Bowl been bad. Shedeur Sanders, as a kid, was saying, the Pro Bowl sucks, man. Remember when this thing used to mean something? To the last point that I think it was Jay that made, this is a marketing ploy. We're sitting up here talking about the Pro Bowl. Ain't no podcast, ain't no ESPN, ain't no talk shows, ain't nobody talking about the Pro Bowl in 8 years, 10 years, however long. Ain't nobody talking about the Pro Bowl. You're not talking about the Pro Bowl in your house. You're not talking about it on the podcast. You're not talking about it in the group chat. You're not talking about the Pro Bowl. What the NFL has done is made you talk about the Pro Bowl. And do you know what the media is going to look like when Shedeur Sanders throws a touchdown in the Pro Bowl? I don't give a damn that it's a flag football game. That's going to be a viral clip. Shedeur Sanders at the Pro Bowl, Cuban link on, bust down AP, touchdown thrown in a flag football game. And he going to throw that wrist up. And that joint is going to be viral on Instagram, TikTok, X, all of it. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to spark more debate about who Shedeur Sanders is as a player and what he's going to be able to bring to the table for the next 10 years. Even if people don't watch the Pro Bowl per se, the debates and the talk that will continue to happen leading up to the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl, because Shedeur Sanders will be back in the forefront of your mind, is the whole point of this regardless. Were there other candidates left? Yeah, there were probably only like 3 or 4 left. But the fact of the matter is that Shedeur Sanders will be the topic of conversation all over again. There's not a player in the league that people want to watch more right now than Shedeur Sanders. It's just not. There's not. There are games that people want to watch more. Yeah, people want to watch the Super Bowl more than they want to watch Shedeur Sanders. But there's not a player, a singular player left in the league that people want to watch more than Shedeur Sanders. And the NFL knows that. So how do you get people to watch the Pro Bowl or care about what we're going to post about in the Pro Bowl? Shedeur Sanders. Media play.
Yeah, I'm not even going to be watching. I'm not even going to watch the game. I'm only going to be watching the quarterback competition. That's the only thing I'm watching.
I'm about to say, you're going to watch the quarterback competition when they play the game and they post Shedeur Sanders throwing that tud, all of us gonna repost that joint on Instagram. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna repost it with the watch emoji on that joint. Everybody gonna be flooding their story with that joint. That, bro, this is how you know how crazy it is. The most used picture of Shedeur Sanders in the NFL right now is a picture of him in the preseason when he threw that first touchdown. When he threw that first touchdown, and he had this joint right here, that first joint of him in the Cleveland Browns jersey. That's the only picture that people know exists of Shedeur Sanders.
I remember how Instagram looked that day he threw that touchdown.
Bro, and then Nike made it a joint. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how you know how crazy the joint gonna go. The most used picture of Shedeur Sanders is from his first drive in the NFL in a preseason game in the middle of August.
You think Prime had a contract? You think part of Prime contract was Shedeur in it for like long term?
Huh?
With Nike, like, because Prime was with Nike, right?
Oh.
You think his contract had Shedeur involved in it for like long term?
I don't know. I doubt it.
But like whenever he like
I doubt it only because
later
he has
down the road.
I doubt it only because he had so many kids that was athletes at the time. Like Bucky, most people forget that Bucky was decent.
When did he become a Nike? When did he become a Nike athlete?
In college, when the alpha joints dropped again. When the alpha
What year
joints
was that?
It was only like 2-3 years ago. It was like 3 years ago, probably, right?
So around that. So I'm saying like around that time when they like, because I'm pretty sure like negotiations came around that time. At around that time. Because remember, you got to remember, Deion Sanders and Prime as a whole has been an Under Armour family for the longest time. When they was in Texas and they was at Trinity, they had an Under Armour deal. When they was at Jackson State, they had an Under Armour deal. They was an Under Armour family for a long time. Now, when Prime was a player, he had the Nike deal. But Prime, through his whole business doings of his career, through the business side of his career, has been Under Armour through and through. Yeah.
Every high school, all three of them high schools that he was at, Under Armour. His youth team was Under Armour. The league was Under Armour, I think. Jackson State, Under Armour.
That's why I asked you right now.
Yeah,
because it's different. Like 2-3 years ago, by that point, I'm pretty sure most people will realize. Like, I think Bucky was done playing by that time. I think Shiloh was still playing, but it wasn't like, he wasn't a prospect like Shedeur was at that status. And then,
but I wonder if the deal was more with Colorado though, because that was already a Nike school. Colorado been a Nike school since like the early 90s. I wonder if they just bought Prime shoes back because he was already under, you know what I'm saying? Because his contract with the school was already under Nike.
That's what I'm saying. Do we think he probably got like an individual, like something away from Colorado, where it's like
or have an individual deal with Nike for sure? Probably.
Like, yes. And I think, and like, is Prime like a big part of it? That's all I'm saying. Like for long term.
I don't think so. I think he would have got that anyway. Travis Hunter, that was around the same time. Travis Hunter signed with Adidas after.
Travis signed with Adidas after.
Yeah, after.
Like, I know Shedeur got Gatorade now.
He been had that.
I ain't gonna
lie. When he was in college.
Yeah, and plus
once he got to Colorado, right?
Towel on the head. He was towel on the head. He was on the cam joint for the longest. I think it did come when he got to Colorado, though. I think it did come when he got to Colorado.
I was like 22.
Yeah, like most of them came when he came to Colorado. But then he also assigned the Tom Brady brand too, TB12.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that been an ongoing thing though since he was younger with Brady. Like that's it.
Well, what?
All right, let's finish out. I really didn't want to do Super Bowl picks, but we'll talk about it.
How long we got? How much longer we got? Super Bowl?
Shit.
2 weeks.
Like a week and 4 days.
It's like the 8th, ain't it?
Yeah, it's the 8th.
Right. It's
so
on my
next Sunday. It's next Sunday.
A week, yeah. It's like basically a week.
It's on my Duke's
Hey
birthday.
man, if we waiting, we waiting. Whatever y'all want to talk about. I know. I'm just waiting for Saturday.
Let's do like keys of the game.
All right, Ty, start with you. Keys to the game, both teams. Quick. We got till 10 o'clock.
Pats, I'm gonna
Damn it.
go. Drake May. has
You,
to
bro.
be able- Drake May got to use his legs. Will Campbell got to play better than he has this postseason, and the defense needs to keep being able to do what they've done. For Seahawks, Sam Darnold, don't turn into I'm seeing ghosts. Be the Sam Darnold you've been all year. JSN, I still believe JSN needs to have a big game for him to be successful and lean on that defense. That secondary, dogs. So I think that's where it's come. Mike McDonald and the defense do what they've done, get stops, be aggressive, and let Sam and the offense cook. But like I say, I think that's the biggest thing. As long as Sam Darnold don't turn into New York Jets, the Seahawks should be fine. I believe anyway.
B.
Before I even say that, it's some things that just never leave your name. Like, how long has it been now with Sam Darnold about the seeing ghosts? He's still getting the title. Some things just never going to leave your reputation. But Patriots, I feel like the biggest key to the game is Drake May. He's going to have to come out and perform. And he's been doing good for him. Ramondre's been doing good for him. But I feel like they're going to need to be a little bit more diverse. I understand that Ramondre's been in a lot more than I understand Ramondre Stevenson's been in a lot more than Trevion due to being a good pass blocker and whatnot. But I feel as though against this Seahawks defense, you might need to play Trevion a little bit more for like some explosive plays, like home run hitter type plays. We know Ramondre is not that type of guy. You might need that from Trevion with this defense you're going against. And for the Seahawks, keys for me, JSN, K9, O-line got to help them out, establish that run game somehow. Like this, the way K9 run the football, bro, it ain't going to take much. Like you already know how I feel about MJ as my dog. Like it ain't going to take much for the K9.
I'm with you. You just got B. I'm with you. You just got to stop saying this, bro. You got to stop. You got to stop saying this. And here's the thing. I'm with you. I just need you to reword it in a way. Like I was with you up until you said it ain't gonna take much. Like you gotta put some respect on this Patriots run
what
defense,
I mean
bro.
by it ain't gonna take much.
Like you can't go outside like that again. If that's gonna be your no, I'm with you because I'm with you. I'm trying to help you. If that's gonna be your key to the game, that's cool. But you gotta fake it like, bro. Listen, that Patriots defense is tough. K9 in the offensive line gotta get going up.
You're right.
You can't be like
Right.
after the Patriots poured hot water on you 2 weeks ago. You can't come on here and be like, bro, K9 in the offensive line, bro. It ain't gonna take much. They just gotta get right.
What I mean by when I say it ain't gonna take much with him being one of my favorite running backs is it isn't many. It's I don't even think there's 5 running backs you can name that run like him. And what I mean by that when I say it ain't gonna take much is when it's one-on-one tackles on the outside. That's what I mean. When you look at how K9 runs the ball, like interior-wise, we know Milton and all those guys. Seahawks, I ain't gonna lie. Seahawks got a guard that I look at, he's abysmal. Like he's bad. So interior running against Milton with him up there isn't gonna do anything. It's gonna have to be outside runs, outside numbers, and whatever the case may be. What I mean by that is the DBs, when they come down to tackle or the linebackers, like it take more than one body to consistently tackle K9. So that's what I mean by that. And he catches the ball a lot now with Zach out. So it isn't necessarily just a run game. You can get him from, as we see how the Seahawks utilize him, a lot of screens, flat routes, whatever the case may be. I just feel like you got to get him going. And for defense, Nick Ward, he's going to have to – we see how the Patriots been playing, how they're just trying to force turnovers, come out and manage the game, whatever the case may be. But like y'all need to put that man down there, have some run support, Have that man on whoever y'all need him to be on because he's a great man safety. Rather you need him on Hunter or whatever the case may be. Contain Drake May because it doesn't even be outside runs; it be right up the middle. Just make sure y'all slow that down. I think y'all got a fair chance, man.
Jay, go ahead, bro.
Okay, baby. Patriots. I think it's simple. Drake May, you have to show up this game. I think this game, the game relies on you. Simple as that. I think you can say the rush offense, him using his legs, Drake May using his arm. I think this will be a key factor in this game. Another player to watch out for, Carlton Davis. We already know what we're gonna get out of Gonzo. We already know that. Carlton Davis, him guarding Shaheed, him having to go one-on-one against that'll be a very interesting battle. And then also I'll say for the Patriots, pass rush. I think you hit it. Milton Williams has been arguably the best defensive lineman this whole playoff run. I think if he can use his abilities from the run stuffing, getting to the quarterback, I think this will be a very good thing for the Patriots. And him and Barmore is one of the better interior defensive linemen. Probably the best duo left in the playoffs. And I think that if them two can get going, Patriots are good to go. For Seahawks, start with the same energy. Each game has been a big play. Shaheed deep ball or Shaheed kickoff return. I think with him, he has to be involved much more in the offense, but start for the same energy. 2, Shaheed, get him involved more because all eyes will be on JSN. The run game will have a tough time against this stout Patriots run defense. I think Shaheed will be a very, very big thing, very key deciding factor in this game. And 3, Ernest Jones. I'll say Ernest Jones. You was talking about Nick Emenwari. I think Ernest Jones is the cornerstone of this defense. He's had 6 interceptions so far this season. He's our best cover linebacker. And also, we always talk about Drake May running through the middle. I think he will be a quarterback spy at times to make sure Drake doesn't go anywhere and he has to make decisions within the pocket.
Hey, Cole, real quick, before you say what you guys say, right? I was just thinking about this game. So I'm a firm believer in this. I've been saying this for a long time. We see how the Patriots have been playing defense all postseason, right? It's like a lot of man coverage, 4-man front. It just gets some pressure. I'm a firm believer in cornerback receiver matchups. When we see arguably the best receiver line up against arguably the best corner, the receiver tends to have the advantage. So I'm a firm believer. I don't think they trust Gonzo. It's just something in my brain telling me, like, I hope the Patriots aren't that stupid to try to come out and run like cover 0-4-man like they've been doing, like Gonzo about to just strap JSN the whole game. Because if not, if they are, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. And because I don't disagree with you, I agree with you. Kenneth Walker is a big piece to this puzzle. I think they're gonna have to do more than just run the football with him, though. The screens, the flat routes, the swings, the Texas routes, all of them is gonna be important. That being said, Clint Kubiak. Clint, we know that you are in the running for head coaching jobs right now. Clint, do not forget where you are on Sunday, February the 8th. On Sunday, February the 8th, you are not a head coach. You are the most coveted OC in all of football. Facts. Clint, please
I like that.
Remember where you are. We've seen it on numerous occasions where coordinators who are supposed to be getting looked at for these jobs, they get too far ahead of themselves. Clint probably damn near already know he got the Raiders job. We're not looking at Fernando Mendoza tape this week, Clint. This week, we're not talking to Tom Brady about what we doing at quarterback. This week, Clint, we figuring out more ways to scheme up JSN to the open field. This week, last week we showed JSN in the backfield. We're gonna show him again this week. But now, because you showed it last week, you got to figure out new ways to go about it this week. Because now it's on tape. So now Mike Vrabel has seen it. Now Mike Vrabel know how to go about it, right? Find a different way to do it. Orbit motions, jet motions, whatever it is that you got to do, make sure that man is open. Sam Darnold, don't be a hero. Just go out there and go band for band again. Sam Darnold, you just went band for band with Matt Stafford. You can go band for band with anybody. Anybody. It's okay. It's cool. Just go out there and play ball. Matt Staff, you just went band for band with Matt Staff. Just go play ball, man. That defense is going to be all right, though. That defense is going to be fine, man. That defense is disgusting. Long as Woolen shut the hell up and play football, he going to be all right. As long as he shut up and play football, he gonna be all right.
I think that's where the disadvantage is for the Patriots when we look at both sides of the ball. The Seahawks defense, top tier, just like the Patriots. Only difference is both offenses. Seahawks offense I trust versus the Patriots defense. I don't trust the Patriots offense versus the Seahawks defense.
And that's what I'm getting to, right? Drake May. I don't think you're gonna be able to be a game manager this week, brother.
He about to be in hell.
Drake May, you got to go play football. This thing resides on your shoulders, Drake May. You got to go and play football. Game manager Drake May is gone. Give me MVP Drake May.
You know what it's about to look like, Cole?
What is it going to look
like? Pack of wolves.
Wow.
Pack of wolves. How they swarm to the ball.
Yeah, you see, I'm not talking, Kobe. You see, I'm not talking.
Listen.
I'm not even talking about far as them dominating them. I'm just saying how they fly to the ball. Pack of wolves, like
no, they do fly to the ball. They do fly. They the
only team I think that flies to the ball better than us. Like as soon as you touch the ball, the interior D tackle is on the sideline inside the tackle. Like
it's insane. It's insane. Listen. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Go get him one. Hey, I wish I could screen record this. It's all right, buddy.
DeMarcus Lawrence make me proud, man.
Go get him that bowl, man.
DeMarcus Lawrence, as a Cowboys fan, bro, go make Dallas proud, man. Listen, a lot of Dallas fans was mad at you because you went out there and the first thing you said when you got to Seattle, Dallas is home. But I know I ain't winning no Super Bowl there. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But if that's how you feel, go win one. Just go do it. Just go do it. Just go get it over with. Marcus Lawrence, I need like 2 sacks, 1 tackle for loss.
Does it hurt your feelings if he go win a bowl at what he said?
No, not at all.
Like to show that he like, dang, he really was right. Like he ain't gonna be able to get it here.
No, because what it shows me is that he was able to evaluate a situation, and not just the Cowboys situation, but the Seahawks situation, and be right. Because nobody other than him would have went out there and said what he said. We didn't see players go to different organizations and say, yeah, bro, they actually playing football over here. No, he said, I believe I'm gonna win a Super Bowl in Seattle, and stood on it. If that's how you felt, yeah, like if you felt like you can make bold statements like that, like when Dalton Schultz went to the Texans, was like, bro, they playing real football over here. But you know what he didn't say? He didn't say, yeah, I feel like I can win a Super Bowl in Houston. Like when Micah went to Green Bay, like he was like, bro, I feel like I can win a Super Bowl here. Like, and as you know what I'm saying? Like DeMarcus Lawrence, it's just a different situation over there.
It's that. Hey, I'm a Packers fan. That I ain't trying to be that guy, nothing. But it's a fair point when he say like Micah said that it's with him on the field. Of course, I think we was 9-2 with him, and we was like 0-5 without him. So it's like with him out there, we was the best. We was the best guys out. We was the best guys out. It's like that's how I feel as though we got him for a steal. We overpaid him at that time. He's so crazy with though we overpaid him at that time, and now I am happy. I think we got a steal. That's how crazy the season was with him on the field. So it's like,
yeah, I don't know if y'all got a steal. I ain't gonna lie. We fleeced the whole NFL, bro. We ended up with 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark, and also ended up with Quentin Williams, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You can feel like
gonna have Kenny Clark this year.
And that's okay. That's okay. If we don't have Kenny Clark, bro, like I'm not happy about it. But at the same time, we ended up with Quentin Williams out of this. Like, let's remember that we ended up with Quentin Williams out of this. I'm okay. And we still got 2 first round picks, both of which, if the NFL lets us end up with Sonny Styles, like I'm cool. I'm okay.
How you feel about what Jerry said about Micah? Now that you saw the season play out, when he said he couldn't stop the run.
I think Jerry says things that exaggerates the point that he really wants to make. The point that he really wanted to make I truly think that he wanted to say that Micah couldn't stop the run. The real fact of the matter is that as a team, we couldn't stop the run with Micah on the team. So our biggest problems, we were able to resolve with the Micah trade. Now, we still need to go and get edges to create pressure, but our biggest problems we were able to solve by getting rid of Micah. And I think that was what his whole goal was anyway. His whole goal was
it just opened up new problems. Y'all stop the run now, but y'all secondary is so bad now. Y'all not getting the pressure y'all used to get, so they getting.
But I think that is fixable. If you go and look at all of the Cowboys' playoff losses in Dak Prescott's career, what is the one thing that we was never able to do? This is why, and I had this argument today on TikTok. Somebody wanted to argue with me that because we just hired Ryan Smith to be our cornerbacks coach. And they was like, yeah, but him and Christian Parker are both middle of the pack in terms of getting takeaways. But I had Dan Quinn. I know what a boom or bust defense looks like. I know what it feels like to lead the league and have historical turnover rate, but get gashed in the run game.
Oh, you ain't gotta tell me that one of the best running performances in the playoffs ever happened to my team a few years ago. So.
Oh, CJ Spiller or whatever, bro, name it, fat boy from the Rams gave us 200. He gave us 200. Now that wasn't Dan Quinn fault, but he gave us 200. That was before Dan Quinn got there.
Raheem Mostert 265.
That's nasty. That's insane. That's insane.
Wait, what?
Raheem Mostert gave him 265. I forgot about that, but that's diabolical.
Did you watch the whole game? Boy, I ain't gonna lie, I would turn that game off.
Vulnerability, upset, a lot of screaming about grown men just getting punched in the mouth every single play. Like, that might have been. I ain't gonna lie. That game, Raheem Mostert, that might come second third. I think this year is my most hurt as a Packers fan. I think this took the place of us losing to the 49ers in the snow on a game-winning field goal a few years ago. But originally it was that one. But yeah, I'm with you, Cole. We've been through some things in the playoffs and the run game, man.
So moral of the story though, am I upset that I want Michael on my team? Of course I did, bro. Any Cowboys fan that tell you they didn't want Michael, they lying to themselves. They just you know what I'm saying? They just lying to themselves. Now, any Cowboys fan that tells you that they're happy with what we got by getting rid of Micah, they're not lying. They're genuinely telling the truth. I am genuinely okay with what we got by getting.
If you still could pick, though. Michael, what you got now?
I would still take what I got now. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Micah's great, bro. But I've been openly honest with you about this. The reason that Micah is so good on y'all's team is because y'all already had a solidified defense before Micah got there. Micah was the piece that turned y'all's defense up, not the piece that made y'all's defense. You see what I'm saying? For me,
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, it's not even, bro. If I'm gonna be honest, bro, Jeff Happy made it look that way, bro. Our defense isn't as established as everybody think it was.
No, this is the thing. Yes, we got Quentin Williams out of it, but you don't need big names to play defense. You just need guys that want to play defense. Frankly, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Y'all had guys that wanted to stop the run. Y'all had guys that was out there.
Been vocal with you. I think I've been vocal with you just as much as you have with me. I told you it, and I've gotten a lot of hate for this. I feel as though I believe Micah was the biggest piece, but it wasn't like a huge gap to where as though he was the biggest piece. I think that Micah wasn't when it. I don't think Micah was when it really down spiraled. I think it really down spiraled when Devontae Wyatt got hurt. He's arguably the biggest factor on our interior.
For sure, and I think you're right in feeling that way. The point though is like what Micah was able to bring to y'all defense, he was never going to be able to bring to our defense, especially if we paid him. Like Micah is a great piece to get. Micah is a great piece to get when you already have the defense that you have, and then I'm still allowed to pay Micah because I'm not paying some big name on my defense. So y'all aren't paying a big name. If you start a defense by paying a big name, then trying to build around that big name, it just never really pans out the way that you want it to. It just never really
outside of Micah, I think we had a big guy over y'all already. We X making a little money over here.
Yeah, but we already paying Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland.
I think we might go all corners now. I think Keyshawn Nixon and Valentine Friday, so. Because as soon as we stopped getting that instant pressure with Michael Parsons in them, it started being Swiss cheese. He was top 5 in pass deflections when Michael was back there. As soon as Micah got hurt, no longer instant pressure. Now he getting cooked for $1 a game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I still take what we got though. I'm cool because I'm cool. Like I said, you can't rebuild paying a big name. Why the Raiders will never be able to build a really solid defense around Max Crosby because you already paying Max Crosby. It just don't work like that. Yeah, you working backwards. You got the big name, you paying the big name. Now you trying to find a way to minimally build a defense around
I think that I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Rams,
the defense not bad.
I think the Raiders just slept on. I think the only bad thing they have is linebackers. I think their DBs is pretty good.
Their DBs is decent. I just think but look how long it took them to do that. If you go about it in the way that the Cowboys have gone about it right now, I think you can fix this in a year or two what the Cowboys have because you already have solidified your interior. So now if you go draft a linebacker, you go get a corner, and then you go and get a nickel corner in free agency. You go get, you know what I'm saying, an edge in free agency. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like you can create pressure. You can't create an interior.
So it sounds like that you want Sonny Styles as your first round pick.
We got 2 of them. I don't care who we get. I take Mansour Delane. Our new cornerbacks coach flipped Mansour Delane from Maryland to Virginia Tech. He was how Mansour Delane got to Virginia Tech. I think we going Mansour Delane. Honestly, I think that's why we hired him. I think we're going Mansour Delane. I wouldn't be surprised.
It is one DB that I haven't been hearing anybody talk about for the draft after this one, 2027.
Who?
Because I think he's going to only do 3 years. DJ Pickett.
Yeah, nah, he's nice. His stats was
I haven't heard much about him. True freshman. I think he had at least like 5 picks this season.
Yeah, I was about to say his stats was
6'3" corner. 6'3" corner that move like he like 5'11". It's like
DJ 6'4".
Yeah, 6'4". My bad. Like, yeah, he's a giant out there at corner.
Yeah, that boy is 6'4".
Like when he played zone coverage,
when he played, and when he was in high school, 247 had him listed at 6'5". That's insane. That's insane.
When I watch him, I ain't gonna lie, and there's no disrespect to Sherman at all, but when I watch him, just the length, like when he plays zone coverage, like when he's sitting that cloud in cover 2, bro, like the range that he got when he's sitting in a cloud to be able to play over top at his height, it just looked crazy how he'd be able to get to some of those like deeper corner routes and everything, like how he get depth. Like a corner shouldn't be able to get to those things, and it's like he be getting there.
Yeah, like the last 3 games, he got 2 picks. So he and
Yeah, it was crazy.
Nonetheless, let me finish. Patriots, Drake May, man. Don't be a game manager. You're gonna have to figure it out, and that defense is gonna have to show up.
Score predictions.
I can't. Yeah, nah.
no, just keys the game, bro.
Keys the game. We get out of here.
We'll do that
We still got another Wednesday and another Friday. You gotta save.
I be forgetting it's almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. You still
This
got
Super Bowl run be a long time.
You got 2 episodes worth of content to get out.
Yes,
They gotta stop making us wait. They gotta stop making us wait so long, man.
And we still got that joint you texted me about. I forgot about it. I don't even know what it is no more. I'm gonna be honest. You said
some people on Instagram wanted me to name the 15 receivers I had over Terry.
Yeah.
Bro, the Super Bowl my birthday, bro. So it's gonna be.
And I gave it.
You gonna have a great birthday or a terrible?
He been upset, Cole, because I ain't gonna lie. You probably would too as you go look. I gave him very valid 15. It's hard to fight.
For sure. All right, man. We out of here, y'all. Good little Thursday episode. Shit, I'm gonna be in Cali for the Super Bowl. No, we're gonna have to figure something out. Yeah, we're gonna have to make something.
I was about to say you balling like that. They try to get in there.
Watch out, bro. The brokers
Get some nosebleeds.
I ain't got it. All right, man. GRG game, recognized game, man. We out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Pull back up on us next week. We'll be back. We out.